video is for the Android Hello World development environment assignment. So from right here, we can see that I've been able to get the Android Studio environment up and running with no issues. I've used IntelliJ before, which is made by the same company that created Android Studio, so I'm pretty familiar as far as with the layout and how their environment goes and the different features that they have. So to get started, we're just going to dive right into the small application that I created. For the emulator, I'm not using my own connected device. I'm using the Pixel 2 emulator. For my application, I decided to create something fairly simple. It's just going to be concatenating the first and last name from the user. So when the app first launched, the user is prompted to enter their first name and their last name. And upon clicking combine, it will tell the user what their full name is right here. Your full name is Jacob Black. So now we're going to take a look at the code behind this. Drag this here. Make the screen a little bit prettier. Alright, so going into the code here, scrolling up to the top, at the very beginning we've just got a variety of import statements that are required for development in Android. Some of them are added by default. Some of the ones I had to add were these here. Actually, these three here, which basically allow me just to be able to communicate with the different types of widgets that I've used in my application. In this case, the edit text, which is a text box essentially, and then text view, which is a label. So when I first created this application, I noticed that there are three methods that are created by default when you start an Android application project. They are onCreate options menu, and onOptions item selected. From my understanding, the onCreate is initially, this method is run when the application first starts up and is running. For my application, I didn't have to make any changes to it, but from a little bit of research I did, it seems these three methods you will primarily have to change once you start doing multiple actions in your application, linking to different pages within the app. That's when you'll need to make changes to that. So the only method I had to create for this application is this right here, the combine method. So the first 3 lines of code, this was I guess the biggest learning curve so far with working in the Android development environment, was that you just can't make a direct call to the different widgets that you've used. You first have to declare the widget and save it to a variable. So in this case here, TextViewTV is getting access to the label that my application modifies right here, your full name is, and then these next 2 here are grabbing the data from the 2 labels, or it allows me to grab the data from these 2 text boxes here. So, and then here, string first name, string last name. What this is doing is it's going to that first text box, getting the text from it, and then converting it to a string. And then I'm storing that into a string variable. And then I do the exact same thing with the last name. And then here, tv.setText is allowing me to set the text for my label in the application, and it just outputs your full name is, and then the 2 strings, first name, last name. So going over to the UI, looking at this combine, when the user clicks the combine button, I've set it so that on click it runs the combine method. So looking at this, the user will go through, when they enter all their information, nothing has been run yet until they hit the combine button. Once they hit the combine button, it combines their name. So no code is being run until, no new method is being run actually until the user hits combine. So that is my submission for the small application, demonstrating I've got the development environment up and running, and I've got get an emulator up and running and can run a small Android application. Thank you.